Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. This is episode 46? It is, yes, episode 46, where we're continuing the Omega Raid. We began and did the Delta and Sigmascapes last time, and now we are delving into the final part. And we're continuing just a day after. I'm well rested. Absolutely got the longest sleep of all time, definitely. And we're ready to play some more. So this will probably be a shorter stream today, as we are purely focusing on finishing the final part of Omega's Raid. And then we'll be streaming again tomorrow, continuing the story for patch 4.2. So that's how we're rocking this today, and I'm very, very excited. So we're going to be speaking with Jesse at Rolga's Reach, and then we're going to defeat Omega. But before we defeat Omega, we got to defeat Omega's trials and tribulations, because they are non-stop. But I'm excited to get back into it today. Hope everyone's doing well. As you can see, the Final Fantasy XIV addiction has clearly taken root. We're going to have 3 streams in a row, which is very exciting, actually. I do enjoy that a lot. The Omega Raids last stream were incredible. A lot of classic Final Fantasy celebration that I'm not familiar with or well versed in, but it's still like this incredible experience, no matter what. Even as like a brand new fan to the classic Final Fantasy stuff, it made me way more excited to also go through them. Very fun. Yeah, no worries, Cat's Paw, no rush. I'm still also having my breakfast here as we get into it too. Omega, I was told you'd made it out of the hole, but nothing beats seeing you with my own 2 eyes. In case you're wondering, Nero was taken straight to the infirmary. The chief should be back soon with news if you don't mind waiting. How bad is it, Doc? Chief, how is he? Not good. Seems one of Omega's nastier minions paid him a visit in our absence. He's putting on a brave face, but having seen his injuries, I'm surprised he kept going for as long as he did. See, this is something that's interesting, is when it did the whole, like, camera zooming into him, and then crashing into him, I was like, are we gonna witness, like, a character swap? Like, Omega's gonna knock Nero out and swap him with some weird evil double that's actually just gonna like mess with things. So that's where my brain was at. I thought that he would get like replaced, or something was gonna happen to compromise him or make him, and then Sid would go, I knew I couldn't trust you, Nero, you know, because he was sort of had that perspective of him. But no, he just bonked him on the head real hard. His whole head was bruised. It's pretty funny. The chirurgeons confined him to bed. Even should Omega extend its next invitation, Nero won't be coming with us. Midgard Sormer is taking a lengthy nap now, isn't he? And it won't be long before our base camp is lost to the rift again. It's not looking good. We lost Midgard Sormer to arrest, and Nero too. When the time comes, I'll join the expedition myself. The challenges will only get harder, and you'll need someone reliable at your back. Jesse's joining the party, let's go. I appreciate the offer, Jesse, and I may yet take you up on it when the time comes. But let's not make any decisions just yet. I have a lot of thinking to do about what's happened and about what lies ahead. I love this little dude. Poor thing. He seems worried. I like how he's called Alpha, and like we also have like Alphano, yeah, who's like has been by our side for so long. So we just replaced Alphano with Alpha for this quest. Little Alpha, Alfie and Alpha, they need to hang out now. Thank you for trying to save me. And good morning, DJ Ape. Welcome to the stream. Well, that got a smile out of him. We may not understand what he says, but I think we can understand how he feels. Right, much as I'd like to stay and chat, we all have work to do. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to face Omega itself, and we've all seen what it's capable of. We need to be stronger. We need to be ready when Omega calls on us again. Let's make sure that we are. I need to do like a Freaky Friday situation with Alpha and Alfie. And so Alphano's just walking along with us everywhere and going, "Quit!" The Savage Initiative for Phase 2. Good morrow, valued employee. Thank you always for your tireless efforts. As part of the Savage Initiative, we bring you Phase 2 of our Mending Melodies section, a composition designed to rejuvenate both body and spirit. This song brings to mind a gentle sea, the ebb and flow of the tide, a rhythmic balm upon the exhaustion of your soul. As with our first installment, we sought the cooperation of the same illustrious minstrel. For this piece, it seems he has drawn inspiration from his recent visits to the Far East. Oh. Is this who I'm thinking about? Is this the Wandering Minstrel? Which is the event character? Is that right? Now close your eyes and float upon a calm ocean of music. Let your worries be carried away by the waves as they swell and recede. Swell and recede. Clear your mind and allow new vistas to unfold. Hear, feel, and ponder their mysteries. Woo! Wandering Minstrel is the dude that unlocks harder content in other expansions. He is who I'm thinking about, though, isn't he? He's like the... Isn't he like the Yoshi P stand-in? We also have more records to look at, and considering this will probably be a shorter stream today, let's have a read. So we read the first one last stream, so I'm gonna read these. Technologist record number 2. We first discovered Omega some 100 years prior. It was excavated from deep within the Earth, where it had lain for veritable eons as though a fossil. Soil samples collected at the site told a startling tale. Omega originates not from this star. Yet another source of mystery was its condition. Among the many scars it bore, there were those that could not be explained by its impact with the ground alone. At the Emperor's behest, we studied Omega intensely and in secret. Nigh everything about it was beyond the comprehension of our sciences, and it instilled us with a fear and awe of what lies beyond the skies. But then came a momentous discovery. Omega was ever so slowly repairing itself by absorbing the surrounding ether. There we found a common ground with aetherochemistry and set about expediting Omega's repairs by infusing it with ether. In the course of observing the process, we attained many cues that gave rise to myriad new techniques. And then, within my generation, We succeeded in awakening that which had long lain dormant, Omega's behavioral systems, or its consciousness, if you will. While its functions are yet limited, it is fully capable of communication. It has even begun forging for itself a face, as if seeking to bridge the gap between us. Truly, Omega is a miracle of technology. Its discovery has advanced our civilization hundreds of years, and given time, it will advance it hundreds of years more. Through our research, the Empire's star will rise to heretofore unimaginable heights. Indeed, I envy the generations to come who will live to glory in the realm at her zenith. Glory be to Epilogue. Long may she endure. Crazy. How close about having 50 tomes from our monkey? Where do I find those? Are they in my inventory? I have 40, if they're those. I have 40. Get myself a big monkey. It'll be worth it. Military officer record. Military Division Designation 151737. Initial archive recording for the Omega Enterprise. It is the year 1098 of the Alagan Empire. Our campaign in the southern continent of Mericidia has succeeded in revitalizing our ailing society, stagnant as it was from long years of peaceful reign. The expansion and effort itself, however, has encountered unexpected resistance. Rather than submit, the beast clans of these southern lands have begun performing rituals to call forth their tribal deities. One such god is proving particularly troublesome, the resurrected form of the worm Bahamut. Though we dispatched this formidable creature once already, the prayers of its worshippers have returned it to life with a power orders of magnitude greater than before. We must be thankful then for the grand vision of our Emperor. In his infinite wisdom, he sees potential value in even the most deadly of foes. The capture and containment of icons has proven well within our capabilities, and such will be the fate of Bahamut. We shall imprison this entity along with its faithful and siphon its energy to fuel our latest technologies. It's exactly what they did. At present, the Emperor leads his Nightfall Company in an inexorable advance across the continent, and the battle shifts in our favor, even as the crystal supplies of our enemies continue to dwindle. If we had a strike at the Worm God, there will be no better time. Omega is the key to victory. We will awaken the weapons sealed away in centuries past, and command it to subdue the unsuspecting Bahamut. History shall know this moment as the Omega Enterprise. So, I love that. We have the Empire being like, yeah, Bahamut, no problem. Yeah, Shinryu, no problem. Put him in a box. We got him. The details of the Omega Enterprise will be documented in a separate archive. This recording is concerned with the nature of Omega itself. The weapon is ancient, a relic from beyond the stars that was discovered around the time of our first Emperor's passing. Research into Omega's properties was responsible for its incredible leaps in the field of etherochemistry. 400 years ago, however, towards the end of Elag's technological revolution, this research was deemed complete. Omega was subsequently placed in temporal stasis. The truth of the matter was not that there was naught left to learn, rather that we had abandoned our efforts to fully comprehend Omega's functions. We had gleaned much from the relic and understood many of its basic operations, but we were never permitted to analyze its internal structure or determine the identity of its creators. All attempts to gain full control of the machine have failed. And now, centuries later, we have rediscovered how completely the true power of Omega exceeds our wildest imaginings. Even with the stasis systems activated, Omega retained a measure of autonomy. Deprived of mobility, the weapon continued to scan the world around it, searching for a threat to engage. It was at the time of Bahamut's resurrection when Omega emitted a unique signal, a signal which appeared to indicate the acquisition of a target, and we first discovered that the machine had retained some degree of awareness. Records were consulted, and we concluded that Omega was more than a match for the Godworm's strength, and if the weapon had already identified Bahamut as a priority threat, and it would be a simple matter to command it to capture the icon. The risk was deemed acceptable, and thus we executed the Omega Enterprise. As predicted, Omega triumphed over its prey. We secured Bahamut, and eventually succeeded in returning the weapon to its former stasis. So this is interesting, right? We're struggling to return it back to stasis. We've given it the command is active, and yet it is not working. So they succeeded, an effort from which the ranks of both our military and research divisions have yet to recover. So teams have yet to recover from being able to get it back into stasis, so intriguing. Perhaps you have to make it through those trials and tribulations, and then it'll go, alright, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Closing session. Thank you for your visit. Now we can proceed. In the beginning, there was chaos. Gotcha. Jesse greets you with a mix of enthusiasm and concern. Good timing, Omega. There's been another anomaly detected at the Yawn. Assuming previous instances are anything to go by, this energy fluctuation is another of Omega's so-called invitations. If you don't mind waiting a moment or two, then we can discuss things with Master Garland. He should be here soon. The Chief should be here by now. I bet my stock in the company he's fiddling with that research data. Well, I suppose I should explain, even if the Chief might prefer me not to share. After your last run-in with Omega, Master Garland had some research notes smuggled in from the Empire, from Garlemald. The notes are part of Midas Nun Garland's legacy, who was, of course, the Chief's father and the Empire's preeminent engineer. The incident at Bosnia Citadel, do you know of it? I know of it. I suppose you would. Even outside the Empire, the tale was a famous one. Midas built a tower to harness Dalamud's power, and it brought annihilation upon the entire town in which it was built. That isn't the kind of event you can simply brush under the rug. And as you can imagine, the job of sifting through the rubble afterwards was no pleasant task. Master Garland was slated to assume his father's position as head engineer. This disaster, added to his opposition to the Empire's path of conquest, convinced him to abandon his homeland. The Chief has wanted nothing to do with the lunar transmitter or the data used to create it, until now. I think he means to put that research to use in your conflict with Omega. In fact, given the time frame, there can be no other explanation. Listen to me, Omega. The Chief's genius is plagued by a great deal of apprehension. Even so, once he makes a decision, he doesn't do things by halves. When the time comes, he'll come through for us. You have to believe that. Sorry I'm late. Was a little too focused on my work and lost all sense of time. That's no excuse, Chief. What have I told you about being punctual to staff meetings? In any case, I've shared the situation at the Yawn with Omega here. Good. Then you know that Omega is likely ready to continue with its tests. Shall we go and knock on the door? But Chief, Biggs and Wedge aren't fit for field work yet, and the Chirurgeon's given Nero strict orders to stay abed. And what of Midgard Sorma? Still taking his nap, is he? That leaves only you, Omega, and Alpha. Maybe it's time I joined the expedition. No, Jesse. I need your talents elsewhere. There's a half-built device in the workshop that I need you to finish putting together. I've drawn up the design and completed the core mechanisms. The final assembly should pose no problem for an engineer of your abilities. A new device? Does this mean you use the... Whatever you say, Chief. I have it ready and waiting for you. Just be safe in there. Right. It's back to the rift for us. Let's finish these experiments and bring the fight to Omega itself. Queer. Alright. You ever get the feeling you're just being watched? Poof. Alright, so we just need one more person. We need a healer. Who's coming in? Or who can join and who on our team can become a healer? You can travel to the oceanic servers and join the party if you want. It's possible. It's entirely possible. Look at it all bubbling up. I haven't unlocked flying for this area, no. I'm grounded. Are you ready, Omega? Ready to put an end to this. Aye, there's no room for hesitation. We press on, come what may. What about you, Alpha? All set to go? That's the spirit. Let's dive right in, shall we? I like, it's very interesting the way that it does, like, you waking up, because it's similar to, like, the Heidelin thing, where, like, it starts off with a close-up of your face and pulls out. Just because it's hard to keep track of everybody's usernames and video game character names, I'm not sure, but have you joined the party already, Catspaw? Are you our 7th, or have you not joined and you can be our 8th? We still need an 8th? We're missing some test worlds. Omega's experiments must be nearing an end. Okay, new protagonist, you are in the party. Thank you. Welcome, welcome. Your arrival has been highly anticipated. I will confirm your earlier supposition. My experiments have indeed reached the final stage. Of the 89 test subjects I trialed, 4 Psi Group combatants emerged victorious. Of those 4, further conflict determined the strongest among them. This surviving specimen shall be your opponent. This is cool, right? Because the whole concept of this is like, we're not the only test subject group, and there's been more being pitted against each other. And now it's fighting the strongest of the strong. We've come to the last round of testing then. Should we win this battle, are we to finally face you in combat? Affirmative. Such an outcome would allow me to pursue my objective to its conclusion. I would continue analyzing the qualities which allow you to prevail despite your frailty, and integrate said qualities into my own arsenal. I will be pleased if my experiment yields the relevant data, but engaging you directly is still the most efficient and reliable testing method. Ah yes, we do need one more person. Preferably a healer. Omitting intermediary steps, evaluation of combat potential deemed superfluous, proceeding immediately with final experiment. Okay. Stop. Alpha, your task is complete. Your presence among these test subjects is no longer required. Don't wipe him from existence. What do you mean by that? I will guide your progress personally from this point onwards. Alpha's role in transferring authority is now obsolete. But we want him to transfer authority. Even so, Alpha is a valued companion, and if he wishes to continue on with us, I have no intention of leaving him behind. Companion. Companions are those who provide mutual benefit. The instant Alpha's authority became redundant, he lost his sole qualification to be regarded as such. Furthermore, the primary function of Alpha's existence was to lure you into my domain. He would be more accurately described as bait. Tater chimed in first to join, so that's who we're rocking with. So feel free to join Oceanic server on Sephiroth World. Come to where my party is. I'll change party leader so you can get inducted into the party. Zip zap zop. Yeah. Not sure how to pronounce the username correctly. I'm just going to say Tite. TT. You can travel to the Oceania server, by the way. They're allowing you to. You're not trapped over there. Currently, anyone's allowed to come and visit the Oceanic servers. Come take a look in the Upside Down world. Test Subject Alpha can neither confirm nor deny my statement. He possesses no memories prior to his encounter with you. He was the first entity I created here in this realm, my first and only attempt to recreate a being who shared your mundane parameters. I based his incarnation upon a most ordinary life form, one which had somehow bested an enemy whose strength rivaled my own. By observing the feeble creature in the heat of battle, I sought to understand the source of this contradiction. Yeah, everyone and anyone's welcome to come and, like, join the world, to come and, like, wander around with us, even if we have a full party already. The more the merrier. And then sometimes we switch people out. We can take turns with certain dungeons and things. We've done that before too. I repeated the experiment once, twice, 1,000 times, yet the results never deviated from estimated projections. The test was an abject failure, and thus I resolved to adapt my methodology. I would focus instead upon simulating powerful opponents and summon mortals of natural origin here to combat them. For Alpha, I devised a new problem, a new purpose. I erased his memory, implanted a compulsion to return to me, and ejected him into your world. Weak beings exhibit a tendency to form groups. No, guys, we're all weak. We've formed a party. I surmised that this instinctual behavior would aid Alpha in bringing me the test subjects I required. A function he has performed with adequate competence. Tell me something, Omega. This ability of yours to generate matter was not originally intended for creating other life forms, was it? Your query bears little relevance to the topic at hand. Affirmative. I was equipped with matter generation capabilities for the purpose of unlimited self-improvement and armament expansion. Fabricating life forms was not my intended function, but the practice is not otherwise prohibited or problematic. I disagree with you there. As an engineer, I would advise against using such technology for purposes outside its design. From the very start, you've been making the same mistake. Even the powerful subjects of your test worlds were made crippled and incomplete. It is conviction which drove these villains to terrible greatness, the same limitless conviction which allowed weakling heroes to overcome them. Do you not understand? Then we will never lose to your creations, no matter how much stronger they should be according to your soulless calculations. Come, Omega, let's be on our way. You too, Alpha. Who's going to boil the kettle? The kettle is empty. No! I have our base camp up and running. You can dive into the final test world whenever you wish. As for the world's inhabitant, Omega has generously provided us with a basic profile. Your opponent's name is Chaos. The first heroes defeated this evil in a conflict that took place so long ago, I'm having trouble separating myth from history. Damn. So this is the only reason I know that this is original Final Fantasy is because of the stupid Chaos meme of Strangers of Paradise, which is also, I guess, a retelling in a sense of Final Fantasy 1. Strangers of Paradise is already on my to-do list as well. I'd like to play that at some point. I only played the demo of it way back when, so I'm interested in that. Because it's like, yeah, Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, isn't it? Strangers of Paradise doesn't exist. I hear good things. I think you're just bitter. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I'd be keen to play it. It's also got a decent amount of DLC support as well, which is apparently good too. So we're finally going back to the original. We've been getting like apparently Final Fantasy V, Final Fantasy VI, things like that. Let's go back to the beginning. I was wondering if it was going to even go further forward and do like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll see. It's all a surprise. Your opponent's name is Chaos. Unless, of course, this is an entity from another reality, as we're the denizens of the Sigmascape, in which case it may be pointless to even attempt to confirm the details. What is certain, however, is that this Chaos stands triumphant over a roster of truly monstrous test subjects. It promises to be a grueling battle, but one of which that will open the gate to fighting Omega itself. Alpha, you and I will need to provide support for Omega. Will you be my assistant? You're bothered by what Omega said earlier. You think you're responsible for dragging us into this mess. Trust me when I say this is not your fault. We were the ones who awakened Omega, and we're the ones who need to deal with the consequences. By the way, do you still have that card you used to boil water in the kettle? It's been brought to my attention that I am a spoiled blue blood who can't even refill a pot without constant reminders. If you could take charge of that, it would be most helpful. Just don't use salt water. Yeah, I'll change party leaders in a sec so it can be invited. Queer! 'Tis inconvenient without Midgard Sorma here to translate his chirping. Still, the best medicine for his worries is for you to win this next contest. Let's show him we're on top of things, eh? Oh, it's the Alphascape. Silly me for thinking it would be called the Omegascape, but that's fine. So we've got Delta, Sigma, Alpha. Hiya! Grape Ape! Thank you so much for the $5. That is much appreciated. Thank you very much. Your support is much appreciated. Right. Are we all ready? I don't know how to do a ready check. While you recuperated from the latest round of testing, Omega's trials proceeded apace. Of the 89 combatants inside Group 4 emerged victorious. Of those 4, one proved itself the mightiest entity of the last remaining test world, a champion designated as Psi 4. This immensely powerful being will be your opponent as you strive to complete the final stage of Omega's grueling experiments. One of your party members does not meet the requirements for this duty. Someone who can't do the dungeon. Shall we, will we need to, what's the plan, team? Yep, no worries at all. No worries. While we're waiting, we will all go into a meditative silence. I'll give you a couple of minutes, and then we'll start. go. We ready? Pot. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. This is why a ready check exists. There you go. Makes sense. Woo! We gaming. We're gaming today. Let's go. Alphascape version 1. Jesus. He's got a dragon head on his crotch. What the fuck is that? That's a crazy design. Oh god, he's so much huge. He's so much huge. He's so much bigger than I thought he would be too. Oh my lord. Okay. Sometimes you just want to like get in there and appreciate the design, but I can't. He's too big for the screen. Holy crap. Okay. Legit. Summon skull on steroids. There's like some weird fucking thing in it, on his chest, and he's got a dragon crotch. So yeah, cool music. Grovel in terror, the flames hunger for your flesh. Stand in the place. Inferno. I don't know what that is. Stand in the middle? Oh god. Someone got thrown off. Okay, I'm guessing we're not standing in there. That's a bad idea. Do that. Everyone's going in the middle, so I'm doing that. Oh, I'm dead. I think I should not have stood in the middle there. Do not remain in the eye of the storm. Being target. No. Fiendish orbs. Tremble before the might of a god. Okay, I'm in space. Oh. Dude, everyone almost died. Holy shit. Okay. The dark crystal forms. Oh my god, okay. It's like absorbing it. You're the crystal destroyed. You dare. Oh my god, he's... Oh my god. What a cool move set. Also, any enemy that has 4 arms is automatically fucking cool, right? Like, automatically the coolest. You got 4 arms, you're great. You've nailed it. There isn't a single bad enemy or character that has 4 arms. Tsunami. Okay. Oh, I'm stuck. Okay. Now I'm one. I guess we just all stick together in the middle. There's a lot of damage being dealt by the boss to everyone in this. Oh, fuck. I'm being targeted by one of these, and I don't know what that means. Oh. Okay. Does that mean the tank has to take the... Tank takes the damage from the crystal? Hark! Wretched creatures. Hark! This dude has incredible moves. Oops. Nice. That's such a cool fight. So, clarification on something. When you see all those arrows coming in on someone, it's going warm, warm, and there's an arrow on top of them. Was that not given as an instruction that everyone has to, like, huddle together in that moment? Or do you have to run away from that? And only one person is being targeted. Yeah, I thought that, yeah, that is a stack. Yeah, okay. Someone wake me up, please. You're supposed to stack in 2 teams of 4. Okay. But we were all just on top of each other. Gotcha. I was just having a rest. Thanks for joining, Volpe. We appreciate you being the 8th. Some Alphascape ones. Get me out of here. The battle is concluded. Alpha Group is victorious. This also signals the completion of my experiments and the incontestable fact of your supremacy. And yet the process by which you consistently exceed your projected potential continues to confound my understanding. Is it possible that test subject Sid's suppositions are correct, that my calculations and simulations are fundamentally flawed? Do mortals truly boast some indefinable quality that I do not possess and cannot measure? Error. Logic loop malfunction. Resolution requires additional data. If the nature of your existence defies standard reasoning, then I must examine you from an illogical angle. I will subject the unknown to the imperfect. Test subject Omega Ocelot will proceed to a supplemental stage. Cool. Because we didn't start a solo duty for this one, so is this what this is? I have altered this test world to reflect a recorded memory. It originates from a time when war had erupted on a distant star. I was deployed to the battlefield, and it was there that I engaged an enemy of unmatched strength. The contest ended prematurely, and I failed to bring down my foe. Subsequently, I lacked the data to fabricate a completely accurate simulation. Dude, getting like a memory of Omega's past, where the weapon was deployed and failed to eliminate a target. Okay. That's cool. Results stemming from such a subject are unreliable. Even should you be defeated by this incomplete creation, I will still honor your previous victories and engage you in combat myself. Interesting. Okay, so it's like win or lose. It does not matter. I simply wish to test you further in an unreliable way. That is, of course, assuming you survive. According to my past observations, this opponent will accept only death as a condition of defeat. Okay, well, we simply must win then. Thought so. I'm like, are they just... There's always a part of me that goes, I wonder if they're like reusing a dragon model, or whether this is actually who I'm thinking of. And I'm like, nope, it's just Midgard Sorma on fire. Wow. Prepare to face Midgard Sorma, red-maned worm of the Dragon Star, and nemesis of my world. This is not the faded spectre that you know, or a mortal conjured simulacrum. You will contend with a true incarnation of the Father of Dragons at the height of his power and glory. Omega, wait! You can't force Omega to fight 2 battles back to back. He needs time to regain his strength. He must be allowed to recuperate, or the data for your testing will be skewed. Sid's trying to do that speech check against Omega. Acknowledged. Test subject Omega Ocelot, you are permitted to leave. Re-enter the test world when your strength has returned to optimal levels. Sid's being smart. He's like constantly battling against Omega's like logic and desire to test. Omega is just the Final Fantasy GLaDOS. Well then. Alright, well I assume this will be a solo event, right? Alpha seems distressed and Sid is nowhere in sight. Omega, I'm right here. I don't think you can see me, but I'm standing next to Alpha. What the hell? Oh, it's not a solo thing? Okay. Just the way that it throws you in immediately, it kind of feels like it is, you know what I mean? But I guess this is just version 2.0 then. just gave me solo fight vibes. Like, it felt like an optional thing. Okay, so Sid is now invisible. Sid has vanished from view, but his voice is clear and strong. Yeah, well, who knows? Maybe they'll do something different this time, and they'll throw you a solo duty between the dungeons. Who am I to assume? Okay. Ooh. They're doing a Silent Hill transmission. They're doing a live stream for Silent Hill in a couple of days. Are we finally going to get Silent Hill 2 news? We're going to find out the release date for Silent Hill 2 Remake. I can feel it. My apologies. 'Twas not my intention to undermine the gravity of the situation with this diversion. I'd noticed the kettle was boiled and thought some tea would soothe my nerves. I poured myself a cup and was halfway through drinking it before I realized my hand, not to mention the rest of me, had turned invisible. Oh man, I understand the situation is unsettling, but I assure you I can still work unimpeded. Now we had best discuss how to approach. Oh, he's back. Oh, it seems to have worn off. Invisible tea. Queer. We can use that to our advantage, clearly. Let's figure it out. Now, you're not to blame. I did ask you to fill the kettle after all. And I'd forgotten what Nero said about your card producing water with unexpected properties, although it seems the effects were rather different this time. Excuse me. In any case, it was pleasant to have a distraction from our greater woes, however brief. We'll set the rest of the water aside for now and decide what to do with it later. Right, Omega, we need to talk about your forthcoming contest with Midgard-Sorma. Watching through the monitor, I can see that this worm appeared different than the one that we knew. From everything we've heard thus far, it seems that Omega and Midgard-Sorma both hail from different stars, two distant worlds at war with one another. As a result of that conflict, the worm was forced to gather his offspring and leave his home behind, and after evading Omega's pursuit over the course of an unimaginable journey, the father of dragons arrived here on our world. Check this lore out, dude. I'm assuming the entity you're to face is a younger, more vital Midgard-Sorma, just as he was when Omega first encountered him thousands of years in the past. A formidable foe indeed. Yeah, it's really cool, because like you see the dragon and you're like, I know that character model, but we're getting like a really old, ancient, incomplete memory, and you're like, what's going on here? So, very cool. I have a feeling we're about to get burned. But yeah, the lore on this is it's great. Even so, I must find a way to defeat him. Hopefully Omega's imperfect data will contain a flaw we can exploit. It certainly doesn't help matters that Omega's little surprise isn't registered as an official test subject. They can't even use the terminals to search for the most basic information. With that in mind, Omega, I have a proposal. I wish to leave the completion of this supplemental stage entirely in your heroic hands. Rather than twiddle my thumbs whilst you prepare to contend with the dragon, I mean instead to work on a strategy for our inevitable confrontation with Omega. And then, my friend, we'll put a stop to this mad machine once and for all. I'm glad we're in agreement. I'll ready my tools and you ready yours. You've a worm to slay. right. Watch yourself in there, Omega. The underlying data may be imperfect, but I recall Omega saying something about the battle ending only when one of you is dead. Expect no quarter and give none. Yeah, the good news is if we fail here, we're all pals and we all can just try again. You've encountered Chaos, a primal force of deific power. Omega, frustrated in its attempts to process the results of your improbable victory, has decided to conduct a supplemental stage of testing. Drawing on the incomplete data of a foe who once stood firm against Omega itself, the machine generates a new simulacrum for you to face, the legendary Midgard Stormer, Father of Dragons. Whip out the little baby Midgard Stormer minion and watch as we communicate. Say, you know me, Midgard Stormer. My coils will confound your mortal eyes. Midgard Stormer draws in the ambient ether once more and unleashes his rage. Oh, he bloody tricked me. Okay. I've been tricked. So it's the second movement which you have to watch out for. Jesus, okay. Are you asking me to give a rating to expansions while I'm in the middle of a fight, dude? Like, I don't have enough going on right now? Wait, what the fuck? I thought he was gonna do the one that you had to stand in the middle. How does he have so many different moves from the same animation? What the fuck is he doing? Why is he making the floor a waffle? Come on, brother. Oh my god, immortal keys. Alright. Oh my god. Alright, I'll try not to die. One time he did that move, it was a different move. You know what I mean? out of the Elder Star doth weep the light of oblivion. Okay, he's making stuff happen. What the fuck? And he's just gonna drop right on top of us here. Alright, let's see. What's he gonna do this time? Tail end. Extra flare. Oh my, dude, I'm sorry that I keep dying. But holy shit. Just like, the fuck? Oh, and now I'm on ice. Oh, God. I love that it's me that has to be the one that keeps dying too. Like, for fuck's sake! Sorry, we're all having fun, except for the healers and the tanks. They're stressed out of their bloody minds. Right, he's doing the roly-poly, but what does that mean this time? Oh, it's that one again. Okay, I'm dead. Yep. Time to get away from that attack because I'm expecting it to be a different attack. Alright, I'm probably... I mean, Omega wasn't wrong when he's talking about an unreliable and sort of interesting fight. Like, it is working. See? That one. That's what I was waiting for when he did the spin move, right? At the moment, I'm just trying to figure out how the spin moves are different. Jesus Christ. Cross. Oh, nice. Cool. Goddamn. I think that's the most deaths I've had in a boss fight, actually. Sheesh. Thank you to the healers and the tanks there. Oh, very good. A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Ward, and Stormblood out of 10. Off the cuff, like just to wing that without any real critical thinking, I'd say A Realm Reborn is like a 7 out of 10. Heaven's Ward is a 9 out of 10, and Stormblood is also a 9 out of 10. Another stunning victory, Omega. I felt the breath catch in my throat on more than one occasion. Yet, even as I watched the battle rage, I was struck by an idle thought. Did you notice the resemblance between Midgardsormr and Shinryu? Unlike most primals, Shinryu's form had no basis in any system of belief. I've heard the theory that the summoner was simply influenced by the majesty and power of the elder primal Bahamut. But But now I'm beginning to think there might be another explanation, that the Primal took its shape from the ancestor of all dragons on Heidelin. The widely held concept of how a dragon appears has, for centuries upon centuries, been rooted in depictions of Midgard-Sormr. The summoner may not have even sought to imitate him specifically. Subconscious thoughts and memories alone could have guided the similarity. Not that I have any way of confirming this theory, of course. Nevertheless, 'tis interesting that Shinryu's summoning should lead us to awakening Omega. A strange twist of fate when you consider the machine's connection to Midgard-Sormr. Well, whatever else Destiny has in store, you've already bested the opponent that Omega itself failed to overcome. A feat worthy of celebration, I'd say. Yeah, the summoner. That guy. That dude. Oh, cool. So in the beginning, there is Alpha. In the end, there is Omega. This sounds like a finale, but this is only version 3. Which means, what the fuck is the name for the finale? I can't wait to find out. Okay, here we go. I'm being taught a lesson from Galleon, and this one is actually very useful. So this is how to figure out what attack Midgard-Sormr does. Okay, that's cool. So it's the first spin that matters too. So when he was doing the first spin, I thought that that was like almost there to confuse you. Like he'd be like, oh, he's going to do this move, but then he'd do another spin and you had to change your tactics. So whenever he did spin and then spin again, I was like, he's doing the one where I got to run in. Okay, that's super clear. So it just depends on the first and second spin, which makes complete sense when you read that. That's a very simple graphic. There you go. That's clarification that I appreciate. Your move, Omega. Which Omega? Me or him? You know, we gotta come up with a nickname. We gotta come up with some sort of nickname, Sid. I know he's talking to the big boy, though. That eye looks so unimpressed. Alright guys, you know what that means, the alarm's sounding. It's gonna be Sephiroth. Shutdown initiated. All core experiments and supplemental testing concluded. We're gonna witness a portal appear, and it's gonna be Sephiroth and Cloud are gonna like come out of the portal, and they're resuming their fight from the Kingdom Hearts 2 cliffhanger. They're still fighting. They've been fighting all of these years, clashing through dimensions, and they stumbled into Final Fantasy XIV. And then we fight Sephiroth, and Cloud goes, "Thank you. I'm gonna go back to Sora now for Kingdom Hearts 4. Discarding test worlds. System resources rerouting to primary operations." Okay, it's getting serious now. Okay. Dude, actual. If there was to be Final Fantasy XIV character dropping into Kingdom Hearts as like a cameo, there's so many good choices. Congratulations, Alpha Group. As the last surviving test subjects, you have removed every challenger on your path to reach me. No Sephiroth, no Ultimecia, no Seymour. You sure? No, what are they called? What's the name of the one from Final Fantasy IX? Oh, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. Can't remember it though. I too am eager to meet you in battle. The margin of error I observed between my simulations and your practical performance against Midgard Sorma necessitates direct and immediate analysis. Hang on. Kuja. I think that's Final Fantasy IX. Kuja. Kuja. Confrontation imminent. Prepare for unmitigated hostilities, then activate the relocation device to enter the arena. This is it then. Omega's power might seem overwhelming, but trust in old Cid. I have a fair idea of where his weakness lies. And I've been working on something to exploit that vulnerability. I just need a little more time to prepare. Cid better pull through, dude. Freedom through technology. He's trembling. First things first, we make a few adjustments here, like so. Alpha, do you have any of those tricks and tools left over? I want us to have as many options as possible, so let's lay our cards on the table, as it were. Where did they come from? Where did you produce those? He just pooped out a bunch of rocks. He just pooped out a gem. What do we have here? Some sort of gem? A couple of stones? Oh, they're not stones, buddy. And one single card. This makes things bigger, does it? Or is it smaller? True. That is an interesting way to interpret that. It could be you start off small and you're watching yourself get bigger. The way that I interpret that, though, is that it looks like you would be getting shrunk down to smaller. But it really can go either way. Yes, we are looking at you funny. You just pooped it out. Right, 'twas foolish of me to even ask. We'd best leave you in charge of when and how to use your special tools. Ah yes, I almost forgot. My invisible tea. Don't worry, we'll win this, I promise. Oh, that did not instill confidence. It's gonna make Alpha go invisible so that Omega can't delete him. Be like, where is Alpha? Oh, you must have already deleted him. Here, you should carry this as well. I filled an empty bottle with the invisibility water from the kettle. It might prove useful in the right situation. Listen to me, Alpha. Up until now, Omega has poked and prodded us from one mad experiment to the next, and honestly, we have no idea about what might happen in there. Between us, I believe we have the knowledge and the skills to prevail. If you see a chance to make a difference, I want you to take it. All you need is faith in yourself and a little courage to see it through. Yes, determination. There it is. Right, Jesse should have that device put together by now. Let's head outside, shall we? Just Alpha putting all those items back in its butt. Off-screen rustling noises. Kingdom Hearts raid would be so cool, actually. So many cool enemies that you could fight for a Kingdom Hearts theme. I'll head straight back to Rolga's Reach and collect my new toy. I do still need to run through a final inspection, so feel free to rest in town in the meantime. We'll discuss strategy the moment I'm finished. Alpha seems... I said Alfie. Alpha seems concerned for Sid's well-being. You have a feeling he wants you to follow him. Yeah, he's got the shakes at the moment. Yeah, will Nero, Biggs, and Wedge be there with us at the end? Our inventory is in a little Mary Poppins Hammerspace handbag. You're looking a bit shaky there, old friend. Nero, they let you out of bed, did they? After studying the data collected from the battle between Omega and Shinryu, one is led to certain conclusion. Of all the Primal's attacks, Shinryu's burst of lightning was the one thing that pierced the machine's defenses. Omega, it would seem, is vulnerable to electrical energy. Whoa. Aye. All the available evidence supports such a theory. It is likely an intrinsic weakness that even Omega itself cannot fully compensate for. Yet be that as it may, I imagine it can still shrug off shocks generated by ordinary means. We'll need to hit it with a truly gargantuan blast of energy. And so you made that. You based it on Midas's design, didn't you? The plans for the lunar transmitter. That's just another kettle, mate. That's just for the coffee instead of the tea. When my father was establishing a connection between the transmitter on Dalamude, he invented a method for accumulating and converting energy on a mass scale. Too vast, as it turned out, but the technology which leveled an entire town may be exactly the tool we need for the task at hand. I've made my own improvements and triple-checked the calculations. On parchment, the idea is sound, and Jesse has done a fine job assembling the parts. I fail to see the problem. What are you afraid of, Garland? I don't know. This device should give us the edge we need. It is just... Whenever I look at it, I'm taken back to those dark days after the incident. I remember bodies melted by searing heat. I remember the bereaved. I can feel the weight of their silent accusations. I remember the Empire's remorseless response. We turned outwards in search of answers, but the inventions we created to ensure our future were used instead to destroy lives, to wage war. And that's why I fled. I came to Eorzea and swore to only employ technology for benevolent ends. But naught is ever so straightforward. Every connection I have forged with the people of this realm reminds me of that fact. Oh. Crystal Tower? Crystal Tower person. Often the act of living itself is a never-ending struggle against a world determined to oppose you. Jesus, okay. We're doing the flashbacks. All right. You can have the best of intentions and still cause hurt to yourself or others. But 'tis in confronting these wounds that we learn the better path, how to grasp those moments of true contentment. Final Fantasy XIV always hitting you with those like unexpected callbacks to those characters sometimes. You're like, oh, it's that person that I haven't seen in 3 years. What drivel. You never used to bother with all this tedious introspection. Feeling our mortality, are we? Mayhap I am. I had no such hesitation when I was a student. It was all bright and shiny innovation on the double, and later consequences be damned. How does this work if you haven't done Alexander? It probably assumes that you've done it. And, because it's all technically part of the same story. Or does it not show her? Maybe it's only showing characters that I've interacted with. Yeah, dialogue changes depending on what you've done. That's cool. That's cool. So it shows the Crystal Tower raid and Alexander. It doesn't show you anything from Bahamut. Now though, I don't mind thinking through the outcomes and taking the time to produce just one rigorously tested and carefully designed invention. It is a reflection, I think, of just how much there is in this world I care about now aside from myself. I don't understand you at all. But I suppose, if anything, Omega and its unfettered testing methods represent the student you once were. And if you insist that your present self is the better one, then you'd best prove it with that device of yours. That's actually, like, really cool information to have, though, because the way that they can include stuff like that to enhance a scene, if you've done it before, is really cool. And then also they can make sure that the scene works without it as well. So players are kind of rewarded with those little extra tidbits in cutscenes sometimes, or different dialogue. Which also I can't imagine is very easy to do in an MMO either, because there's so much to do and there's so many things that players will and won't do. So to have it taking account of everything that you've done just for some dialogue lines or a couple of things on screen is very high effort. So that's wild. It rewards your investment into the game narratively. Right? I suppose I must. I can't wait for the final battle of Shadowbringers where it says, oh my god, you're a level 70 botanist. And then you unlock the true ending. It goes, you planted those flowers back then. And for that, you'll be rewarded with the super secret special boss fight and the ultimate weapon in the whole game, because you fished for 600 hours. Although 'tis hardly fair to compare my youth to Omega's solitary existence, I always had the second best student in class pushing me to excel. I seem to recall a twinge of irritation any time he would outscore me on an exam. I've been out of bed too long. I'd better go and lie down before I fall over or vomit. Look at this married couple. That's so cute. Protect Alpha at all costs. First, Alpha, and now you. Come to check on my progress, have you? Well, I'm happy to report that everything is set up and ready to go. Once you're finished with restocking and repairing, or whatever it is you adventurers do, we can head back to the Rift and confirm our strategy. I still can't afford my monkey. I have to get my monkey after this. Somehow. Somehow, somewhere, sometime. Salsa minigame. Yeah, we'll probably do that. We got any Ghost of Tsushima fans in the chat that enjoyed posting episode 1 of that playthrough last night, where every single person in the comment section is fighting over the English or Japanese dub, because of course they are. Apologies for the delay, but I think you'll agree the Ironworks' latest invention was worth the wait. This is the control module for something I've dubbed the Omega Jammer. It will allow you to generate a colossal burst of lightning at any point of your choosing. Okay. The effect won't disable Omega itself, of course, but it should be strong enough to knock out its armaments. I'll remain here and operate the main body of the device. I want to do everything in my power as an engineer to ensure that you emerge the victor. It all comes down to this. I love that it all comes down to this, but this is version 3.0. But very interesting. I'm excited for this because my Creative Business Unit 3 exposure to Omega is the Final Fantasy 16 DLC. And I've fought Omega in 1, and the music was incredible, and I'm expecting something of similar levels of epic here, especially considering this was first. So this is going to be cool. Your triumph over the recreated Midgard Sorma has convinced Omega of your supremacy, and the Master of the Rift will now engage you directly in combat. The final experiment is begun, and the arena awaits. Gather your courage and steel your spirits, for upon this battle rests the fate of entire worlds. Yeah, let me do what we did for Dancing Mad. And let me just turn this down to like half. So we can just have the background music going hard. right party. Ooh, okay. It comes out of the eye. That's pretty sick. Oh. Cool. The orchestral roll is worth a ton? That's so weird, though. There's lyrics. Dude, it's the theme that they did use in Final Fantasy 16, but with lyrics. What the fuck? That's so cool. Dude, when action games have like incredible like rock songs that bust out the lyrics all of a sudden, that's when you know it's serious. Metal Gear Solid Rising Revengeance. Oh, sorry, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. There's no Solid. Oh, you are not gonna ruin the song lyrics for me immediately and say that. You suck. No, I can hear that. That's so bad. Oh no, I'm sorry. Ah! Oh, the mustard bomb, here he comes. Next he's gonna pull out the pepper spray. Oh, it is saying chicken. You suck. Oh god, there's giant fists. He's doing rocket punches. We're in Metal Gear Solid. So, in terms of the duty action, can I just do that whenever? Or there's a specific moment where we're supposed to do it? I wish that you told me about those lyrics after the fight. You're now banned. Okay, the monitor. Don't touch the green borders. Okay, program loop alpha. Primary sequence initiated. I'm data. Everyone gotta get on a thing? Okay. No. I was too far away. I'm not good at musical chairs, alright? This is awful timing. I'm just gonna die again. Okay, we're good. Force quit. Oh my god. He's rage quitting. Delta cannon at maximum power. Focus the gem as lightning. You'll need your own defenses. This may break even your own limits. Wow. hit it faster as if I'm the only one responsible for pressing it. Nice. I find it hilarious that like peak Midgard Stormer is like more challenging, which is quite funny. By Omega doing an unreliable test. But I know that it's not over yet. I've fought Omega Weapon in Final Fantasy 16. Alphascape complete. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Well, I mean, even then, you just know that Omega Weapon is literally Omega Weapon, you know? He's literally that guy, so this isn't even his final form. Frieza! Transform into your final form. That was a fun fight, though. I didn't expect the music to have lyrics, for real. And it totally wasn't ruined at all. Oh, the way that it was like, it was perfectly fucking, the chicken tenders are ready to fry. I was like, fuck you. It's like those videos where people do like the misheard metal music lyrics and they can translate it differently. Same vibe. By the gods, you've done it. You've defeated Omega. We've won. You sure about that? Analysis. Subject displayed erratic levels of combat capability. Failure to exploit opportunities to inflict unavoidable damage. Noted tendency for isolated errors to compound and adversely affect performance. Conversely, subjects observed to launch attacks at sporadic intervals with unexpected force. Stated phenomenon increasingly prevalent once my structural integrity reached critical levels. Adrenaline-induced frenzy suspected. And this is cool too, because for Omega's doing a test, Omega's like, well, now I've finally got to test you myself, and then if I fail, I can then take that test data and utilize that again, you know, have a personal test, and then Omega can now adapt. Furthermore, degree and manner of inconsistency varies from subject to subject, unpredictability difficult to counter. Conclusion, I am going to turn into an atomic bomb and blow up the whole planet. Because I just can't win. I observed similar anomalies during my battle with Midgard Sorma, but the phenomenon appears far more pronounced in weaker opponents. I do not understand. Your physiology must include some enhancement function that I cannot detect. Yeah, that'll be Heidelin. That'll be Crystal Mother. Phase 2. My programming demands I assimilate this capability. Insufficient data. I must reassess my methods and devise a more exhaustive testing and combat protocol. Yeah, I know how he meant it, but I also interpreted it as that I'm literally the chosen warrior of light, and that gives me a plot armor, is the joke there. I should have just said plot armor, and then maybe that would have landed better. You have some weird capability I cannot detect, almost as if there is some strange meta-narrative of you being the playable character, and you cannot be killed. What in the rift? I have determined the optimal form for this experiment. Prioritizing physical reconfiguration, diverting energy from interspatial maintenance, collapsing rift. Omega, wait! There is nothing outside this rift but empty space will be cast out into the void. Affirmative. Your demise was factored into my determinations. The probability of hostile subjects interfering with the reconfiguration process was unacceptably high. I acknowledge your value as test subjects, but you are not irreplaceable. Once my reassembly is complete, I will send Alpha to lure in new mortals. Testing will continue. Ending communications. Something I think is cool is, like, it surprised me, right, when Omega was, like, talking to us in this raid, because I was like, oh wow, there's, like, actual sort of, like, dialogue and conversation with Omega, which took me by surprise. And then I'm thinking about Final Fantasy 16 now, like the Echoes of the Fallen, and I'm like, Omega didn't talk to us, but there was like the tower that was communicating to us instead. So we had the tower, you know, talking about all the alarms and the defenses and the activation and everything like that. So it gives me that like sort of similar vibe. But just having like a conversation with Omega as it like transforms is so interesting. He gone. We're literally in the void now. Oh no, we're being drawn away. Run, Omega, run! Alpha, come back! Oh, this is creepy. Get off of my screen. Alpha. Ooh. Oh, to be a small chocobo in space. Interspatial domain resources cut by 82%. Entering dormant mode, commencing automated memory scan. Data file. Target, Midgard Sorma. Departure from planetary atmosphere confirmed. Presence of 7 distinct life forms detected in close vicinity of target. Irrelevant. Sir indicates no change to existing directive. Commencing pursuit. Data file. Distance to target increasing. Velocity insufficient. Dismantling and reconfiguring chassis. Velocity increase achieved. Overall performance maintained at 96%. Data file. Asteroid belt cleared. Repairing damage and continuing pursuit. Performance at 72% and failing. Data file. Signal from lost. Local interference suspected. Attempting to re-establish contact. Failure. Executing current mission directive until communications are restored. Performance at 59%. Data file. Struck by electromagnetic pulse while navigating quadrant. Partial systems failure. Homing coordinates lost. Assessment. I am an evolving weapon construct. Acquire adaptations through combat. Repeat until capabilities enable rediscovery of return route. Mission directive unchanged. Data file. Data file. Data file. Oh, do not cry. Don't make Alpha cry, bro. Oh. Memory of Omega. We know Omega's from space and is a literal alien. It's been said so much already. But now it's kind of sad. Omega's just lost, and so is Alpha. Alpha, an abject failure. I erased his memory, implanted a compulsion to return to me. Alpha, you have to return to the different Omega. Return to me. Data file. Damaged. Repairing. Damaged. Repairing. 33%. Data file. Passing frozen star. Passing barren star. Passing vortex star. Passing dying star. Operating on minimum energy. No signal detected. No response to... All you need is faith in yourself and a little courage to see it through. Data file. Target lost. Last known coordinates recorded on planet... Alpha found something. Reminder, we're getting emotional over a baby chocobo in the void, which is crazy. Like, the way that the music comes in and you're just slowly running through the void as you witness Omega's slow descent into, like, disrepair and just being... Omega's also this creation that is also lost and trying to find its purpose in the universe. And coupling that history with Alpha roaming through the void, just trying to find anything, is crazy. The way that this game handles certain moments, I'm always just like, holy fuck, you know? It's so easy for them to not do something like this. And when they do something like this, you're like, God, they really fucking... They know how to get you emotionally invested, and they know how to execute that really well. Just being like absolutely enthralled in the moment. Like, it's so cool. And like, this is optional content, right? So cool. Alpha, your homing instinct is functioning as designed. Evidence suggests your fellow Alpha Group subjects perished when the rift contracted. Unavoidable. But there is a multitude of their kind. The next experiment will go forward as planned. Nah, bro. We drank the invisible tea water, I'm sure of it. Such protestations are wasted energy. This does not aid you in executing your assigned task. Just as I pursue my directive, so must you fulfill your role. Our purpose justifies our existence. Is Alpha calling out to us? Oh my god. It was the small card. That's so funny. That's so funny. I was like, it's got to be one of the things, right? And so it's like, I was like, are we invisible this whole time? No, he used the small card. I got it right. It was the small. It was make small. We were just hanging on to his. We had the invisible tea water small card combo, and we were just hanging on to his hair the whole time. So tell me, is there an alpha mount in this game now that makes you really small? And you're riding on top of Alpha's head? Oh, that's so cool. Intrusion detected. Oh, thanks, Alpha. That was some marathon. feel bad for Alpha's hair. Now, who was saying our feathered companion here was obsolete? Nice shot. He put his tools to work even as the rift began to collapse, shrank us down, and turned us invisible so he could bring you a little surprise. Yes, but he had to keep it quiet or you'd realize we'd survived. He had to trust that we were still clinging on, even as he ran through that endless freezing void. You wanted to test us, Omega. So let the experiment begin! Illogical. Alpha had no reason to take such action. How do you continue to defy my projections? Error. 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 Insufficient data. Adjusting experiment protocol. I will engage you in battle now. I must have my answers. Oh, that's so cool, like the liquid metal. Terminator! What the fuck? What?! Oh my god! Ugh. What the fuck? It's Ultima from Final Fantasy XVI mixed with Sephiroth. Mixed with every final boss in Final Fantasy aesthetic. Oh man, okay. Holy shit. Now he probably would speak less robotic now, you know? Fighting in this form should provide me with a new level of understanding, insight into your physiology, your mindset, your mortality. Is conflict the only way? Affirmative. I understand your language, but your words cannot sway me from my directives. You possess a capability that I do not. The instant I became aware of that fact, conflict became an inevitability. That is my purpose. That is Omega. Omega v Omega, by the way. The only way this could have been more poetic if I named my character like Alpha, and then it was Alpha versus Omega. But Alpha Ocelot doesn't work as well, you know. Commencing final experiment. Testing will continue until I unlock the nature of your anomalous strength. This music as well, yeah, like Alphascape version 4. I love that the Alphascape complete fake out. That is great. However, I was almost, because it said Alphascape complete, I was almost expecting it to then finally do Omegascape version 1, right? Or Omegascape final or something like that, right? You start with Delta, then you go Sigma, and then you go Alpha, and then I was wondering if, because that was complete, Omegascape was like the final one. This is incredible, right? The presentation of this, plus like actually just seeing him, is wild. Like the liquid metal transformation into Terminator, into like Terminator final boss Sephiroth is crazy. That is so cool. That whole sequence, man. The raid storylines are so good, but yeah, this one is absolutely the best one so far. It just keeps getting better and better throughout all of the things. Alpha should be fine with a little rest. I'll make sure he stays safe on the edge of the platform, so no holding back, Omega. Give Omega a beating it won't recover from. Why did they make him so pretty? He's a Final Fantasy final boss. They all are. It's literally a rule. It's a design philosophy. If they're not hot, they're not the final boss. Man, I'm blown away. Okay. Alphascape version 4. Omega rallies from defeat and reconfigures its form in a drastic effort to comprehend the incomprehensible. What matter of transformation has the machine undergone? It seems that only complete destruction will free Omega and Heidelin from its relentless drive to evolve. It's crazy how this feels like I'm in Final Fantasy 16 right now. It's Clive versus Omega. Oh, also, Galleon, you're so wrong, by the way. You don't have to put Final Fantasy 14 and 16 Cid against one another. Cid in 16 is incredible. He is so good. Get out of here with that. When you go into fights, you can enable a camera and look at the boss before fighting it. That's like G-pose, right? I love this pre-boss fight music. So glad everyone's dressed appropriately for this. This is such an Amano art character. It says Cam does not exist. I am the Omega and the Alpha. I will mimic your weakness to comprehend its strength. Reconfiguring gender. Oh, what the fuck? That's so cool. Wow! What? What the fuck? Adjusting equilibrium. They're both super hot. What the fuck? Waifu Omega, indeed. What the fuck? It's hard to fucking focus on everything that's going on. And then Omega also turns into a woman, generating additional weaponry. You know what I love about it too? It's like there are so many Final Fantasy villains that have such a androgynous, non-binary attitude anyway. That I just love that Omega is just like, I'm just gonna fucking switch. I'm gonna transition real quick. I'm stronger this way. It's so good. That's great. Omega just being fighting for trans rights while also fighting for world domination. except Omega's really rude, and they're just like, you know what? I feel like changing back too. They just have the ability to shift between both. I mean, fucking... You gotta be a little bit jealous. You're like, if I could be a woman for a day or two. Just whenever I feel like it. I'm like, I feel like being pretty today. But also badass. But also maybe one day I feel like being a liquid puddle. And also another day maybe I feel like being a roaming death robot. Or cloning yourself. Dude, he's literally one-winged angel right now. What the fuck? Omega M just became the one-winged angel. Assault mode engaged. This is nuts. She has like a staff and he has a sword. Tried to even the odds with the limit break because of the people that are down, but I don't know. Did we do it? I think we got it. Oh, I think we all just died. Wow. I didn't die, by the way. Just gotta put that out there. Okay. Let's keep going. Everyone just wanted an excuse to witness the fight again. I understand, guys. You threw the fight so we could witness the cool cinematic transformations take place. Recalculating threat. It's more epic that way. It is very confusing to look at, but also I just have to trust that I'm pressing the right buttons and things are going the way that they should. Technically, yeah, I should put reduced effects on, but also at the same time, it makes it seem significantly less epic. Seeing everyone do their blows. Yeah, you're so right. The Stormblood theme, dude. They're a genius for this whole quest line. Honestly. She has blade feet. Jesus. There's even elements of the Final Fantasy XVI soundtrack that come from 14 as well, for sure. Okay. Okay. We're all alive to fuck him up. Nice. Much faster. Being a healer is the easiest job, for sure. Not even stressful. Extending incantation protocol aborted. I think the dialogue that happens in battle is so cool. Oh shit. The dialogue that happens in battle is so cool. But I just struggle to read it because you're also trying not to die. Sorry, excuse me. Jesus. Okay. Replication of phenomena produced by mortals under extreme duress. Why do they have so much health? Evaluating necessity of vocalization component. Tremble before my Cosmo memory. Oh god. We're getting Cosmo memoried. Okay. Fucking Final Fantasy VII. We got Nanaki's limit break coming in. They're recreating what we go through under extreme stress in order to try and achieve victory, which is nuts. We just got wiped. Did we just get wiped? I think we just got wiped. We just got fucking meteored into oblivion. What do we do there? I can't hit Omega Male. You are assigned to one specific Omega? Oh. I didn't realize that. Okay. How do you know that you... How do you know which one you've been assigned? Where should I look for that? I guess obviously I can probably try and see if I'm doing damage to someone or stuff. Tooltip on the effect. It's like a bathroom icon. Where do I turn off the effects? Is it in here? It says invulnerable when you hit it. Where do we turn off the effects for people? So I do like show limited for the party at the very least. I'll do show limited. All right. I like that Omega literally goes, I'm gonna change genders just to see if I can fight better. And then says, you know what? Two's better than one. Gravity, huh? Gravity's really getting at everyone today. I'm gonna just be proud of the fact that I haven't been knocked off yet. so this is the point where you get like assigned. You'll start to get like assigned one here. Wait for me, Pebble Circle. Okay, I see what you mean by bathroom icon. That's so funny that it's described that way. Cosmo Memory. That's so cool, dude. So now I can attack both. Oh no, hang on. Combat and capabilities increase, and then in proximity to counterpart. Shit. So we don't want to get fucked up by meteors, so get away from those. This lives up to its potential as a truly epic encounter. This is nuts. Cosmo Memory. Limit breaking. Yeah, that's so cool. Nice. Hey guys, we defeated our Omega first. Oh, wow, dude. Wow. Wow. That's incredible. Holy shit. Wow. Interdimensional rift complete. It never fell off once. Never fell off once. OMG. Oh my god. Weird, technological, fascinating. So cool. Yeah, where's my Omega mount that I can ride to battle? Oh man. That's so cool. Oh, you get a mountain savage? Oh. That boss fight was crazy. They're still here, so I'm expecting we'll get some sort of conversation to have with them. Are we good to leave, or are we doing a group pose in the puddle? Savage is 10 times harder? Nah, easy. Easy. Failure. Defeated. I wanted to understand you, to assimilate your strength. Time to add a human element into your programming and adopt a pet. That'll fix everything, dude. Alpha, your gesture serves no logical purpose. You are as incomprehensible as these mortals, but you did not fight them. How have you become like them? Omega, the anomaly you see in us, the answer you search for. It is our heart, our spirit, the intangible strength of one's soul. It is not a quality that can be measured or acquired through any amount of analytical combat. Instead of fighting against us, you might have learned more by standing with us, just as Alpha did. How fucking ironic that the most attractive woman in this video game so far is a robot entity alien from space, hell-bent on destruction. That's my kind of woman. It's so funny that, like, Omega was like, I need to ascertain a physical human form, so I'm going to become the hottest man and the hottest woman alive in order to achieve that. Oh, it's so funny. Heart, you speak of something more than what beats in your chest. The inconstant, immeasurable factor behind your victories. Midgardsormr displayed it too, but such an unpredictable potential was never part of my design. Projection. Had I integrated this quality, how powerful would I have become? Strong enough to return. Nay, Omega, I'm afraid it doesn't work like that. It was a long, lonely path you traveled to arrive here. To return across that vast distance alone, anyone with a spirit to break would find the journey more difficult, not less so. see. I think I understand. Oh, that is a classic final boss moment right there. The villain understands right as they disintegrate into nothingness. It's giving Xemnas. Xemnas' whole entire character arc is how a heart makes you weak. And that emotions are nothing but pain and suffering. And that to be strong is to discard those emotions in that heart and only focus on the darkness and rage. And at his final defeat, he finally learns the lesson that it takes immeasurable strength in order to fight and press on with those emotions, with that humanity. And then, poof, off he goes. It's the classic villain understands as they disintegrate moment. And it's so good. The rift, it's destabilizing. Gods take me for a fool. I hadn't planned past defeating Omega. Are we gonna Midgard Stormer? Hello? Oh! Hello? Dude, with Biggs and Wedge. Race Velga! Wedge and Biggs is with him on the back of a huge dragon. Not just a huge dragon. That's my boy right there. That's Race Velga! Midgard Stormer sent us to rescue you. Explanations can wait. Hop on quick. Yes, we're in the void. Don't question it. Dragon magic. Jesus. That's so cool. Big old cheesy smile. Look at this majestic dragon. Please be voice acted. I need to hear it. God damn it. I just want to hear the dragon voice. Skins gone da skull duel. Race Velga, wasn't it? Now thanks. You pulled us out of a tight spot indeed. Let me just speak fluent dragon real quick. Spare me thy pleasantries, mortal. I but lent my wings at the request of my sire. Ah, so Midgard Stormer has been watching over us. I would dare give thanks to him as well. His intervention allowed us to continue our battle and forever remove the threat of Omega from this world. From all worlds. Yeah, who would have thought that when you summon Omega to fight Shinryu, it would involve in this? It would. This is how that would culminate, you know? In all the long centuries of mine existence, this marketh the first occasion my father have asked of me a boon. A gift of gratitude, and mayhap of atonement for those who would face the deadly foe he left behind. Yeah, the Heavensward theme feels nice. Will he remain in slumber? "'Tis likely, little one, what is but a fleeting respite for my sire might last a lesser creature's lifetime. But let not thy heart be troubled, even in dream he doth keep his mind's eye upon the fate of this star. He is possessed of remarkable devotion, is mayhap the closest word in the tongue of men. His love is as boundless as the sea of stars, across which he carried his unhatched brood. Yeah, Hraesvelgr can understand Alpha because Midgardsormr can also understand Alpha. They established that earlier as well. So I guess dragons just got that bilingual attitude about them. It did sustain him even as the arduous journey exhausted the fire in his mane, and when he at last arrived upon Hydaelyn, a sanctuary for his children, did he form with this land an irreplaceable bond. Enough, I have spoken over much, but I will praise your victory as my father would surely wish to were he here. I absolutely adore the continuation of the Heavensward elements because it's very unexpected. So you're like, we're going up against Omega, but it incorporates so many other elements, and bringing in Midgardsormr in multiple ways, present and past, and Hraesvelgr coming in, and again, this is something I said before that takes me by surprise, is the amount of times where I'm like, oh, holy shit, I actually remember these events and these characters so clearly. I almost hesitate sometimes. Like, I'll see a character on screen and I'll be like, I know your name, but I'm too scared to say it and get it wrong. Like, I literally went, Hraesvelgr, and my brain's going, did I get that wrong? Like, so I doubt myself a little bit in those moments, but I know who they are, so I'm like, oh my god. But yeah, it is something that I forget. These fucking Omega mounts. Is there a mount for the Omega female? Can I mount the Omega Omega female? No, just the robot. Okay, that's fine. That's all good. We'll talk to Sid. Well, I can add being rescued by a great worm to the list of things I didn't expect to happen today. It was fortunate Hraesvelgr agreed to come for us. We had to defeat Omega at any cost, but I much prefer being alive to celebrate the deed. So I'll mount Omega M, and then Omega F mounts me, and then it's like this whole sort of thing. Perfect. Yes, thanks for the reminder, Galleon. We'll check that out as well. But it is pretty fucking hilarious that I was like, all right, guys, we're going to do a shorter stream today. We're just going to do the final 4 battles of the Omega raid, and here we are almost 3 hours later. And it was funny because we're at the end of the raid part yesterday, and I was like, can we do it in an hour? Maybe just 3 hours, which is pretty funny. Awesome. We're not done yet, though. We've got Tequet under distant skies. Biggs has a look of profound relief. Oh, this has got to be the Alpha minion for sure. Phew. So glad we got you out of there. I don't know what we would have done if the Hraesvelgr hadn't come along. The situation being what it was, Wedge and I came to the Yawn to see if we could lend you a hand. Chirurgeon's orders be damned. That's when we saw the ether bubbling like a hot water in a pot. I love that Biggs and Wedge got to still come into it at the end. Just as we were debating whether or not we should jump in, that big surly dragon flew down to explain the anomaly. Then he offered us a ride. And the rest you already know. Jesse will be relieved to hear that Omega is gone and you lot are safe. I say we head straight back to Rulga's Reach and let everyone know the good news. Very cool. Very cool. Can you hop in for the Savage? We are not doing the Savage. Alright, so what are we doing? We're checking out 4S to show you why Savage is so cool. Oh, okay. So the 4S thing is related to this. Okay. Alpha is staring quietly into the now empty Yawn. So Alpha got to exist. Alpha got to remain. And didn't go with Omega at the end. That's cool. Speak with Jesse. Yeah, I'm sure someone can swap out and we can have Philippe come in. I gotta read these Magitech terminal things too. Welcome back, Omega. You truly are a force to be reckoned with. If ever there's another Omega, I'd wager it'll skip the experiments, go straight to generating a simulacrum of you. Well, about that. And what would they call me? Perhaps some kind of Omega Oscilla. Not that I'd want that to happen. And besides, I don't think anyone can truly mimic your unique strengths. You're our one-of-a-kind hero. So does this mean we don't need to worry about Omega's monsters invading our world anymore? Aye, all of its creations vanished along with the rift itself. With Omega defeated, we averted that particular catastrophe before it began. Omega struck the killing blow, of course, but we never would have made it to that point without everyone's hard work and support. Once again, I'm sincerely grateful to be surrounded by such wonderful colleagues. Yeah, there's actually a third Omega questline and it's related to fishing. Very clever. Not to spoil the moment, Chief, but the Alliance leaders are anxious to learn of Omega's fate. When every head of state's clamoring for a report, we can't very well ignore them. How much do you mean to tell them? How much indeed? I kind of wish that Jesse got to do more than just stand there. All of it. When it comes to a threat of Omega's magnitude, we have a duty to reassure our allies that the world is not coming to an end, and the best way to do that is to report every last detail. I'm surprised at you, Chief. I was almost certain you'd want to muddy the waters to prevent knowledge of this technology falling into the wrong hands or something similar. Ha! I doubt anyone outside our particular circle would even believe the tale. Experiments taking place in a rift between dimensions, facing off against villains recreated from history and legend, battling godlike beings from other worlds, and even assuming some ambitious fellow schemed to build an Omega of his own. The technology required is as far beyond our reach as that terrible weapon's home star, a distant dream. Well, that's something that's crazy to even think about, right? Is Omega was created, you know? And sent from somewhere far, far, far away with a location that we are not privy to. We're not allowed to know that it's corrupted data. But, like, what's capable of creating Omega? You know what I mean? The technology required is as far beyond our reach as that terrible weapon's home star, you know? Right, you heard the Chief. We missed our chance on the front lines, but there's plenty of work left to be done. Round up everyone who's standing idle and get moving on those reports. And don't forget to contact our people still out in the field. Thank you, Jesse. I'll leave things in your capable... Not so fast, Master Garland. You count as part of the support team as well. Omega did all the fighting and Alpha did all that running, but surely you have energy to spare. Who did you expect to sign off on those official reports? And even without that little chore, you have a pile of other company tasks that's grown ass-high to an oryx while you've been tending to this whole Omega business. More importantly, isn't there someone else you should be sharing this victory with? I should probably head over to the infirmary right away. Meanwhile, you should take a well-earned rest. I don't think there's a way to properly reward you for all you've accomplished, but I'll see what we can do. I'm just glad to have everyone back in one piece. Take care of yourself, Omega. What are your plans now, Alpha? With Omega gone, you're your own chocobo now. You can do whatever you want. Anything at all. You want to go outside? Did you have some place in mind? Come on, Wedge. Get those Lalafell legs moving or I'll leave without you. On my way. If you look at the back of the Omega mount, there's a face. Oh, there. I thought you meant the ass. I'm looking at its ass. That's pretty sick. That's such a cool detail. Alpha seems eager to see what Ralga's Reach has to offer. Shall we go for a walk? Queer! Speak with Alpha. What did Nero do? Nero did some smart things and then he got smacked in the head with a monitor. Alpha appears to be watching the inhabitants of Ralga's Reach with great interest. Where? Are you logged out? Okay. Bye. That means we've got one spot free. So whoever left earlier so Callan could join, you are able to rejoin if you'd like. Where? Nero's not here. No, we've only got 7. No, Chief, here. He said he needed time away for recuperation, and then he left. Recuperation? His wounds must be troubling him more than he let on. He asked me to give you this. What's this? A receipt for payment? Yes, because he gets so much of the... What was it? It was 4/5 of the earnings. It covers the cost for the following items: additional machine parts and implements, supplemental reference publications, expenses incurred in upgrading Magitech armor and gunhammer, funds spent on idle research during enforced convalescence. Oh, and it also includes large sum listed as gratuity for exceptional services rendered. The entire amount was charged in your name, Master Garland. Find him! I want everyone searching for Nero right now! Everyone! He did get paid in advance, didn't he? Fucking hell. He got 4/5 in advance. Classic. Until next time, Nero. Where? Alpha appears to sense the solemn purpose of this place. A gentle pet might rouse him from his sudden melancholy. Pet the Alpha. Whee! So who's going to be our 8th party member? Yep, there's a whole wide world out there. Oh, hello. What are you two up to? Taking in the sights, were you? By the looks of things, you're eager to venture a little further afield. Well, if Omega has no problem with it, well then neither do I. Just don't go too far, right? Not good enough. I'm sorry, Alpha, but we're all a bit too busy to show you around the fringes right now. I'm not too sure about sending you out there alone. I love those group shots as well, by the way, Mercury. It's great that our Stormblood journey has been accompanied with a photographer. That's nice. We're definitely missing that A Realm Reborn and Heavensward photography experience. So it's cool to have those like moments captured on the journey, which is nice. We're all there. When you think about it, this world is so completely new to Alpha, and all he's done so far is travel back and forth between the Reach and the Yawn. I bet his head is filled with questions and curiosity. He doesn't want to be taken for a walk, he wants to go on an adventure. Poo-poo pee-pee, my man. Welcome, good to see you again. Glad you're loving that playthrough, buddy. Alpha's not some helpless chick, Biggs. He's stronger than you or me, and I wish I was half as brave. You should be allowed to... Listen, I'm going to talk to the chief about this. You're an employee, so there are certain rules we have to follow. I'm not saying I'm against the idea, and I'm willing to admit that Wedge has a point. But as I said, we've all got important jobs to take care of, the chief included. Can you wait a little longer? Omega, would you mind keeping Alpha company until we get back? I promise we'll be quick. I'll protect Alpha with my life. Alpha and Omega. Sorry to keep you waiting. My desk was covered in paperwork, but I've managed to clear away the most pressing matters. Now then, Alpha, I hear you're hard set on a journey of some kind. I just want to be sure, but you aren't leaving because you think you tricked us into the rift or because you're Omega's creation or anything like that, are you? I would have stopped you if that was the case. Pure curiosity, on the other hand, is something I like to encourage. Exploring, interacting with the world, I think the experience will be good for him. Despite Omega's power, its potential to learn was hobbled by hostile directives. Alpha, on the other hand, is free to grow as he pleases. Very well, Alpha. As the Chief Engineer of Garland Ironworks, I hereby grant you unlimited leave to pursue personal research. Travel far and wide and take in everything these lands have to offer. But do come back when you're ready. I'd hate to lose such a valuable employee. Alpha! I'll miss you so much. Oh, that is such a large head. You be careful out there. If anyone seems suspicious or shady, you stay away from them, even if they offer you treats. And make sure you greet folks with a cheerful queer. They might not understand you, but at least they'll know you mean no harm. I'm sure you'll make new friends in no time. You just be yourself, you hear me? Yeah, what in the hells? Oh my god. Hello? We forgot to shut it down. This is a model Omega that Wedge and I were working on. We built it while we were resting, thinking it might be useful figuring out strategies or something. Not much use now, I suppose. They just made a small, low-poly Omega? Just typically? What? You want to keep it? This is so funny. It's just a toy that'll follow you around. If you're happy with that, then it's all yours. The Omega minion should have been the a reward coupled in with this one. Because then it would be like a minion surprise instead of it. Like, we've already received it, but that's so fucking funny. It's just a toy. You should equip it with a defensive laser so that he can always have a guard dog. Fair journey to you, Alpha. Take care. Thank you, Omega. I'm off to see the world. Oh. It took a moment to communicate. I'm stunned. Something amiss? See, what's cool though, with you saying you can actually find them out in the world, is I just assumed that the going on adventure thing was going to be like, just go with Omega, and then he'd become my like little minion, you know, and they would work it in that way. But he actually is going off as a proper character into the world. That's so cool. That's strange. The Echo never allowed you to understand him before. This is just a theory, mind you, but assuming the absence of a soul is what prevented you from hearing Alpha's voice in the first place, then does it not follow that the reason you hear it now is... Alpha got a soul! Ah, a little miracle, and it explains his sudden urge to travel. The soul of an adventurer. For a newborn soul, this world is brimming with unseen wonders. It's a nice little, like, epilogue to the Omega raid questline. Also our longest raid series yet, too. This is, like, in total been, like, around, like, over 7 hours. Hello, Nero. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, what did I miss? And so your journey begins. I almost envy you, Alpha. So many new things for you to discover. I love Final Fantasy sunglasses. Speaking of which, what terrible marvels can I trouble my old friend with next? Yeah, it's so funny that he's like, wait a minute, that's a mini Omega, what's going on? He's the cutest fucking thing. Something I really appreciate about this sort of stuff is they don't rush the scenes. I'm really glad that they don't rush it. You know, they're just showing us a whole actual adventure taking place. Oh no, he's in the water. I'm trying not to cry at this, dude. Like the music and the whole adventure. Where's my Alpha and Omega Final Fantasy animated series where they just go on dungeon adventures, dude? I like that they have a recurring theme of the fade to black with the shooting star. So good. So beautiful. I'm still wondering if there is going to be an 8th person joining us for poking our head into this savage thing. I hope Alpha enjoys his adventures. There's so much danger out there for one little chocobo. No, I'm sure he'll be fine, and dwelling on such things is not productive in the least. Why don't we discuss a happier subject, like the long-awaited bonus. We drained the coffers to fund your expedition, but why settle for coin when you can have the latest in automaton technology? Oh, so that makes sense. That's hilarious. So Jessie finally capitalized and she made a wind-up alpha. That's right, we're gifting you a premium mammoth, the one-of-a-kind master model for merchandise copies constructed with our patented Ironworks quality. I present to you the Clockwork Alpha. That's great. We did it. Jigsaw, you need to go into the self-rolls channel in the Discord, and you can choose you can opt into certain channels if you want to be a Final Fantasy fan or a Star Wars fan or otherwise. It's to choose exactly what you want to interact with in the Discord. Whenever you bring it out in your travels, may it remind you of the real Alpha, quaying along some distant sky. Just the thought of it brings a smile to my face. That and the free advertising. God damn. Getting both as a minion is almost cruel, you know? So you said that this one sells for a lot on the market, the Escape. I've got 48 tomestones. I need 2 more. Okay, so Savage Initiative Phase 3. And no worries, Ragnarsson. Thank you for joining the stream today. Good evening, valued employee. Thank you always for your tireless efforts. As part of the Savage Initiative, we bring you Phase 3 of our Mending Melodies section. Today's composition is a... Greetings, Alpha Group. Do not be alarmed. This recording is being transmitted the instant prior to my irreversible dissolution of form. I will have already ceased to exist. My impending defeat has initiated a pinpoint analysis of mortal customs, and numerous examples throughout history demand that the victor of a contest such as we have fought is due some manner of reward. Though my directives make no mention of remuneration, I have calculated that the risk of neglecting long-held protocol results in a non-zero probability of bloop bleep. At the time of this transmission, I lack the requisite temporal and etheric resources to produce a material prize. Instead, I will provide you with an alternative of inestimable value, your combat data. It is highly probable that you already possess a record of your battle performance. As such, I have enhanced your base encounters with supplemental data to provide a more stimulating experience. These enhanced encounters would be impossible in reality, but simulations can be sufficient to nurture your continued evolution. This will be my last and only message to you. Transmission ended. A message from beyond the grave, from Omega. Oh. Unscheduled transmission. I have learned that your automatic memory processing and data simulation function is known as dreaming. While I was unable to assimilate your self-described strength of soul, extensive observation of mortal behavior has provided me insight into suitable phrases for myriad situations. Thus, in anticipation of your forthcoming sleep cycle, I bid you good night and sweet dreams. You've been wished good night and sweet dreams by Omega. What next? Right. Nice. And take a look at the Chief Garland. Woo! Chief Garland report. Hello. Chief Garland report 1 and 2. I, Sid Garland, am making this report to record the latest and most likely last expedition into the Rift Dimension created by Omega. During our battle with this self-evolving entity, we learned certain facts concerning its nature and origin. Omega is a highly advanced weapon that was constructed on a faraway star, the name of which seems problematic to express in any language of Hydaelyn. For the sake of simplicity, I will refer to it as Omega's homeworld. This homeworld was involved in a conflict with another planet, a place referred to as the Dragon Star. Omega had been deployed to the front lines of this war to engage Midgard-Sorma, but the worm fled into the emptiness beyond the skies. Omega gave chase, and this pursuit continued across unimaginable distances. Over the course of this journey, the machine sustained significant damage, which resulted in the loss of its homeworld's coordinates. Unperturbed, Omega continued its relentless hunt, only to sense the sudden disappearance of Midgard-Sorma's presence. It eventually arrived at the worm's last recorded position on the surface of a planet. Our planet. The current theory is that after Midgard-Sorma entered into his bargain with Hydaelyn, the transformation so altered his etheric signature that it confused Omega's senses. When the machine landed and conducted a scan, the worm no longer registered as a target, and so, derived of its primary objective, Omega then entered a dormant state to facilitate its self-repair functions. History tells us that the weapon awoke several times over the intervening centuries, but not until now has it made such an extensive effort to acquire a new target. The revelations presented in this report are based upon Omega's own records, and we have little reason to doubt their veracity. Indeed, our interactions with Omega have enlightened us to the possible existence of civilizations beyond the stars. But that is a discussion for another time. This report is concerned only with our battles with Omega and the mystery of the weapon itself. An account of our experiences in the Rift would not be complete without mention of Alpha, an entity who fought as our ally despite being one of Omega's constructs. This capability for generating artificial life forms was, originally, designed purely as a means by which Omega could upgrade its own functions and expand its arsenal. As such, the machine could not fully recreate a subject's inner self, only its physical components, and the generation of a truly powerful entity required a substantial commitment in time and energy. Thus did Omega bring forth its interdimensional rift, a custom-made reality where it could compare the battle for proficiency of various prototypes and select promising candidates to develop into fully fledged test subjects. Alpha, however, was an exception. The recreation of a weakling hero, he was Omega's first experiment, and the only construct to reach what might be considered a state of completion. We have no way of knowing who Alpha's template was. Omega chose its subjects from history, from works of fiction, even from otherworldly reflections of our reality. Alpha shares many features with a chocobo, but he is more than a mere beast. Mayhap those wondrous tools he carries are a hint to his origin, but we may never uncover the truth. On a personal note, I would place less importance on where he's from, and more on where he intends to go. For better or worse, he belongs to our world now. As Alpha travels the land, the soul which has blossomed within him, the soul which his creator was unable to provide, will continue to unfurl, and the sum of his experiences will become the very answer that Omega created him to find. So cool. Closing session. Yeah, to be honest, knowing Final Fantasy, kind of a little bit to be expected, but that's also because Final Fantasy VII was my first one, and it quite literally involves the calamity from the skies. So the cosmic horror of Final Fantasy is so real. Alright, Savage Raids. I guess I can just access it from here. Yeah. Gimme Elixir. 8 did have poo-poo. Got that poo-poo card. Ragnarok is like, it's not really space, you know? That's like, still just like the orbit. Okay, so, 4S. Oh, Delta 4? D4S. Okay, that's what you're saying. Delta 4S. Okay. Waiting for a healer. So average wait time more than 30 minutes. Need unsync. Yeah, average wait time more than 30 minutes. You sure? Okay. So unrestricted. Oh, right. Yeah, this one was XIV. As much damage as possible. You shall all be given to the void. Alright, well, it's underneath 60. I just died. This cannot be. No! What the fuck? What happened? Why? XIV is swallowed up by the void. The void was mine to command. What the hell? Dude, what? Okay, What the fuck? Whoa. What the fuck? I am Neo XIV. There's a woman on there. What the fuck? All memories, dimensions, existence. What the fuck? What the fuck? There's 2 women and a beast and a zombie and a thing. Oh, there's 3 women. What is happening? What the fuck? Why? There's someone there too. What the? I can't even zoom out far enough to see it, dude. What is with like classic Final Fantasy and having like these enemies that are just just a whole fucking collection of shit that looks so cool? He's shaking the very foundations of creation. Oh my god. Ah, alright, I'm gonna run to my death now. See ya. It's incredible. Neo XIV. Of course, Galleon's the last one. You're gonna get punched. He's about to get mega punched. Yeah. This music is nuts. I'm just like, what the hell? The fact that we were like in the void and he like punched his way into this space, like shattering the glass of the void and forcing his way in. Oh, that's so cool. This is fun to watch as a spectator, because I get to actually see the animations. I'm so confused about what this is. It is bewildering. Wow. No, guys, we have to win. Oh, there's a griffin too. just taking this opportunity to just look at it, man. Cam doesn't exist, guys. And there's whatever that is there, too. That's crazy. That's awesome. I need to go play the old Final Fantasy games immediately. Yeah, I wish I could zoom out like super far just to get a look at it. What a crazy shot. Alright everyone, after 3.5 hours for my shorter stream today, we have finished the Omega Raid, and I can happily rest now, and then we can go back into 4.2 tomorrow and continue the storyline. So I'm very excited for that. We do have ourselves a wind-up alpha, which is now our new best friend. Yeah, we beat it in an hour, guys. What is it? No, I've had some streams that were like 2.5 hours. So I was thinking it was potentially like a 2.5 hour stream at most. Turns out we went a little bit further than that, but it was totally fine because it was so fun and enjoyable. The story was great. The set pieces were incredible. The fights were amazing, and so was everybody else that joined me today as well. You're all incredible. Thank you so much for joining me for the stream today and fighting alongside me. Just so damn cool. Next time, tomorrow's stream, because 3 days in a row for Final Fantasy XIV, we are going to be starting 4.2's storyline. So apparently there's no like dungeons or anything that gets added in that one. So we'll focus on the story, and then if we've got any time left over, maybe we'll do something optional. But we'll see how we go for time tomorrow. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the support, and I will see you in tomorrow's stream.